AI is everywhere. Everybody is so focused on it, but it's very much the Wild West. There are no playbooks, really. There are no rules. People are scrambling, trying to figure it out. It so reminds me of the first days of Google Ads and paid search because there was this really powerful marketing tool and there was no playbook. There was no history. People were just trying a bunch of stuff and finding out what works.
Oh yes, this is the Hardcore Marketing Show. I'm Casey Cheshire, your host for this epic journey. Today's show is sponsored by Ringmaster, on a mission to launch B2B podcasts that create relationships, generate revenue, and drive growth. Ringmasterlive.com. Bam. All right, here we go. If you've got your beverages, crack into them. It's time. A little ASMR for all you crazies out there. And this is not a beer, though technically I just spent a good bit of time catching up with this guest about the good old days of the Marine Corps, because he is a veteran, and we're going to get into that and talk more about it. But guess what? Who is he? Who is he, Casey? He is a marketing leader, a thought leader, a serial entrepreneur, a veteran and veteran advocate, a mentor, and a coach to the stars. He spent 25 plus years in the field, the digital marketing, the business development, and the brand growth, all these things combined into this like superpower Voltron machine. He's launched multiple agencies. He's worked with startups, Fortune 500, you name it, everything in between. Service disabled U.S. Marine Corps veteran, hoorah. He founded the Chicagoland Veteran Business Owners Group to empower veteran entrepreneurs. Love that. Founder and chief strategist at Lyft Digital Marketing, Aaron Welch. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, man. I'm gonna get the audio clip of that and save it to my phone, and then whenever I walk into the kitchen in the morning, my kids are gonna hear that like intro music, almost like WWE style.
Here's Dad.
Full on, bandit. It's Dad.
I thought you said you're gonna turn that into a loop and just play that on your next 5K run.
Bro, 5K run? No.
I know you got to recover from your injuries. Well, I digress, sir. We'll go off on so many side tracks. Yeah, but I gotta pass you this thing. It's heavy, but you're strong because you're a Marine. So here you go. Okay, here we go. All right, Aaron, go ahead, grab Thor's hammer. You got it? Okay. All right, take Thor's hammer for me, smash some kind of marketing myth, a bogus strategy, misconception, set the record straight once and for all.
Well, here, I will get the lightning because things are not dead. I literally got an email this week from one of the best SEO websites that I follow called Backlinko. So, and they send me an email. Is SEO dead? Is SEO dead? Is this dead? Is that dead? Well, first of all, we'll get into SEO is not dead because guess what? Good SEO is going to get your website organic traffic, primarily from Google and then some other little search engines. And if you're not doing it well, if you're not doing it right, if you're not doing all the things, then it's not going to work as well or not going to work at all. So AI is not replacing SEO. AI, Gemini, all the other SEO or all the other AI platforms, they first search Google to find data. And then that's where they're indexing all of their sources. They're using search results to source things. So if you do good SEO, you'll get into that AI box occasionally. The SEO is not dead. God, some of the things might be waiting, like, Facebook, paid media, paid ads. They're not as good as they used to be. Google ads, absolutely not as good as they used to be. We've got tons of data to prove all of that. CPCs are up, conversions are down, all that kind of thing, but it still works. It's not dead. There's a ton of things that it's just clickbait. It's just people have been saying SEO is dead for like 20 years.
Yeah, so is it just people are just trying to get the clicks? Are they just pandering, or they're just trying to be sensationalist, full of drama? By the way, hashtag hate drama. Like, what so is that just what they're doing? Or do they believe it? Do you think they actually believe it?
I don't think so, especially when I just got this email from this like highly like I have learned so much from their website. And they're like, is SEO dead? Come on. No, it's clickbait. It's, it could be SEO's dead. This is a new thing. And they're trying to sell you the shiny new thing, which that's why, freaking AI is everywhere. Everybody is so focused on it, but it's very much the Wild West. There are no playbooks, really. There are no rules. People are scrambling, trying to figure it out. It so reminds me of the first days of Google Ads and paid search because there was this really powerful marketing tool and there was no playbook. There was no history. People were just trying a bunch of stuff and finding out what works. And because we don't know the rules, uh, we're we're testing, we're sharing information. Hopefully, uh, and AI is very much like that. And yeah, there are good ones, there are bad ones. You can compare the two, which me and some buddies do all the time. Like, I'm going to ask it this exact same question and then these five different things and see what happens. Yeah, just test it and see how it works, and kind of get a feel for what you need to do to take advantage.
Well, question for you, Aaron. Is anything actually dead, right? Like, this whole topic has me really thinking. Like, you can't even say print mail is dead because with all the digital stuff, I'm actually really digging. I mean, somebody send me something. Honestly, like, seriously, send me something.
I have been doing this successfully for probably the last 12 years as business print mail because it gets to your desk. Now, it might get to your desk slow, but it gets to your desk. You actually read it because it's like, wow, I got this piece of mail at work. And then what do? You might throw it in the trash. If it's just remotely, vaguely interesting, it's going to stay on top of the desk or go in the drawer. And they're going to keep it. It's not like mail at your house where my mailbox, I go from the mailbox to the trash can before I even bring it inside the house.
100%. It's right out there, right? And you can tell, like, oh, this is that. I mean, we get this dang invoice from the medical insurance providers every month. I don't need it. It's not actually an invoice. They're just letting us know you bought insurance this month. It's like, thanks. I don't, and like, talk about go paperless. Come on, guys. But like, yeah, so that gets ripped up. But when I think about print mail, there's different forms too. And the local cigar shop sent us a catalog. And now that got to someone on my team who, like, showed it to me and is like, "Do you want this?" I was like, "No," but at least I saw it and it reminded me, "Hey, I probably should go get one of these days." But if it's something like, like little handwriting, Casey Cheshire, I'm like, it's no one's usually gonna open that for me, right? They're gonna like, "Oh, it looks like a nice card for Casey." And that will absolutely get to me. And I'll be thankful, even if it's like, "Hi," or "Thank you," or yeah, I mean, I love that stuff. And I think nowadays, just like with COVID, we got whacked with the you can't hang out. Now we really want to hang out. All digital. Now it's like, give me something physical.
Oh my God. Do you know how many Zoom happy hours I did during that period? We had Zoom birthdays. We had Zoom happy hour. We had Zoom game night. We tried to do Zoom game nights. Some of that was a little rough.
Dude, I had a Zoom comedian come in for the company a couple years back. You'd think, talk about a hard gig. I'd much rather be a comedian to a packed house full of booze than a Zoom call where peop 3 people are smiling and everyone else is just staring at you in the window. I felt so bad for the comedian. It was almost funnier just watching them have to, like, they weren't even bombing. They were kind of funny. So, okay, so print is certainly not dead. What's your favorite what's your recommendation there when it comes to sending something?
I mean, if you're going to do it, because, hey, it costs, but there are plenty of ways to make it, cost efficient. The first thing you got to do is make it trackable so that you actually know what kind of results you're getting. So set it up with a QR code that goes to a landing page and you know you put the campaign UTM parameters, the tracking parameters in that, you know, uh, the QR code URL, or that it's going back to your website, or use a tracking phone number if you're trying to get them to call in, so that this marketing yielded this result. Are the KPIs right? Is it profitable? What's your long term return on investment on that? All of those things. And you should be doing that with any marketing. I mean, even out of home. If you're on a billboard, which, by the way, billboards aren't dead, not even close. And we see them everywhere, no matter where you live. I've got some personal injury attorney clients. And between the increase in SEO that we've done, the increase in billboard marketing.
Yeah, 'cause that helps brand too, right? People are just seeing that name over and over again.
Absolutely. It's a great brand. And we all know from research from about a century, you have to see that brand. Nowadays, because we're exposed to so many marketing messages, you got to see that brand a dozen times. They do a good job following up. I had a meeting with them recently where they said this latest client said that they looked them up and found them on Google LSA ads, but didn't respond. And then they saw them on the billboard driving back and forth to work for about 3 days. And then they went back to Google to find them. And that's when they, submitted the form, and now they're going to be a client that got a good case. So it took multiple touch points, and that's why we have, attribution set up, hopefully, for multi-touch attribution and on the digital side, because it takes a few times to get people to go.
It's not some straightforward funnel, right? And no, why can't they just behave?
Why can't they just Google the thing that I'm selling and then buy? No, billboards, it depends on what you do, but guess what? Any town, anywhere, on bus station benches, you're going to see ads, whether it's fast food, whether it's lawyers, whether it's real estate agents. Those are kind of the big ones that do that sort of marketing. Restaurants also. Some things still exist because they still work.
Okay, what's dead? What's dead? Parchment?
Parchment, and what? We're getting more and more and more difficult because of AI. Email. I get 50 plus cold AI driven emails per day. It's all people usually trying to offer me white label services to water down my expertise. Thanks, but no thanks. Or, God, we can guarantee you 3 to 5 appointments per week, or we can 10x your business, or whatever. I literally have had to go in and create rules in my Gmail. When it's these, words, just delete it, because I know it's garbage. Anybody hitting me for cold email outreach or cold LinkedIn outreach, or hopefully a client's not emailing me saying, "Hey, can you tell me about cold email outreach?" Because I'm deleting that crap, because I don't want to do it for them either.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. I've been getting that too, and you can tell it's like this got this. It's got like one more sentence than they normally would have written. It's like, hey, oh, Casey, I just listened to your pod, and you have this blah blah blah, and then that's what it said, and it said it was like, anywho, it was like, I was listening to you and all this, but anywho, can like literally said anywho, have you blah 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 my stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh. The anywho is funny, but the rest of it has to go. Like, come on. So it's not dead either, but it's getting harder.
And it's definitely getting harder because it's just so much volume of crap. Yeah. So, but still not dead. Still very, I use newsletter marketing for clients and for the nonprofit. And if you're doing opt-in and you're doing newsletters, you're going to have 20, 30, 40, 50% opens, you're doing great. Like if people know you, and this is why this is actually one of my tactics for building a network. Uh, hey, reach out to somebody on LinkedIn. Don't pitch them, please. That's an automatic delete. Uh, just say, hey, I like actually be human about it. Look at their profiles, see if there's somebody who would add value to your network and you could add value to their network and say, hey, we have these things in common or whatever, but be real and just connect with them. And then your next message, don't pitch them or like don't market to them. The drip actually, what is dead? At least for me, and maybe because I get the high volume, is the drip marketing email. And this is maybe because I'm like a marketing nerd and this is what I do. But if I get an email and I don't respond, and then I get another email in 3 days pitching me again, and I don't respond, and I get another email in 3 days pitching me again.
Yeah. But I mean, I'd argue that's just bad drip,
That's true. That may be just bad drip, but it's all bad drip. Just like, so much AI created content I see is not good content. Do some research or have your AI do some research. Don't just copy and paste. My God.
I mean, that's why I love podcasts, right? Because,
You can't fake it. Yeah. Well, actually,
well, Google Notebook, yeah, right? But what you listen to that and like, listen, when we're humans and we're dumb humans, we say silly things to each other. It, you can tell that it's real. It's kind of like when you look at someone with plastic surgery and you're like, I don't know what it is, but you look kind of different. I would have liked you the way you were, and so that Notebook LM, I've definitely listened to some people talking. I uploaded. Have you seen it, right? The Notebook, yeah. I uploaded my entire book that I wrote on marketing automation many moons ago, and I was like, let's see what they do. And they're like, wow, Casey wrote this book on marketing automation, but the problem was that one of the speakers was like, yeah, 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 and you're like, okay, no one does that. No one does that. So, but can it get better to the point where m potentially, but I think what you can't replace is the thing where you and I are literally looking at each other right now. That's the magic. I think it's the secondary magic of people listening to us, but the primary magic is got to be the fact that you and I are chatting. So, you can't replace the trust we're building, the rapport we're building. We will get that beer in one of these days that when you're feeling better or feeling more irresponsible or don't have a call right after this. But like this, you can't replace. So I feel like things are shifting in this direction.
yeah, it is because you can't fake human connection. I mean, Notebook will get better over time, just like, you know, AI generated content is getting better because it is learning, but it's also it's so middle of the road. Like, you know, AI is not really AI, it's an algorithm and it's based on predictability. So it's going out and you say, hey, even if you write really, you know, like 7, 8 step prompts to get really good content created, and you still need a human editor. Like you can't just copy and paste. And every time I see a green check box on LinkedIn, I just scroll right past it because I know that's not your thoughts. Uh, Thanks. In today's competitive market, or in today's competitive landscape, that first preposition at the beginning, I'm just like, pass.
They all use the same script and I mean, I'm glad they do because it helps us recognize it right away. But like, dang, they're all copying the wrong script.
But it all goes out. So these platforms go out and search these things, and then they compile and they give you an output based on the highest predictability that the output will be successful. That's why you find AI hallucinating, like, hey, this thing happened to this place, and then go fact check it and see if it did, because sometimes it did. It'll make up stats. It'll make up case studies. It'll make up testimonials. Like there's a lot of things that it will hallucinate, hoping that you will accept it. So it's all very middle of the road stuff. And yeah, you can just feel it. It's like everybody's kind of saying the same thing. And that's because everybody's doing the same thing. So I'm one of those people. I mean, hey, surprise, surprise. When I was in the Marine Corps, I did a ton of push-ups. I did a ton of night watch. I did a ton of extra kitchen duty because I had a big mouth. So I'm the kind of guy who zigs when everybody zags.
Which can be good if you're dodging machine gun fire, you know.
If everybody's doing the same thing, even in regards to like, especially content. If everybody's writing the same kind of content, it's not going to stand out. Do something that stands out. Do something that's going to get you recognized. Stop making blue websites, for the love of God. Blue websites are dead. Okay, just for me. People have been doing blue websites for the last 25 years, 30 years. Do something that stands out. Mine's red and black.
Hey, my dear. Wait, in 5 years, red and black websites are dead.
Yeah, I know, right? I've got a successful CPA client where their website is black. It is like in dark mode. And you're seeing more and more dark mode style websites now. And they stand out. It's not just that, safe blue and gray template. If it's well done, that's great. But if it looks like everybody else's website, nobody's going to remember it. Do something that makes you rememberable, remarkable. If you're going to go oh my God, I can't think of his name now. And I listen to every book. Seth Godin. Be remarkable. Go out and read every Seth Godin book. They're amazing.
You know what I like about Seth? Even though he declined to be on my podcast, and now I refuse to have him on. Seth, I refuse to have you on.
Wait, did he decline and then you refuse, or did he?
Yes.
You're fired. No, I quit.
You're fired. But what I do like about him is that he isn't selling software because I think so many marketing has shifted so much because of MarTech. A lot of our marketing strategists and thought leaders are selling something. And so inevitably the strategy they're going to pitch everyone is something to do with using tech, and you just get all messy and all the tech gets in front of you. But at least with him, he was just selling books. So he could just put a good strategy out there that worked and news traveled.
Absolutely. Guess what? I mean, God, I wrote an article years ago that AI is not going to save your crappy marketing. It's the same with, and I mean, honestly, for the last 15 years, it's been the same with MarTech. Like, this SaaS product isn't going to save your crappy marketing. You have to have good branding. You have to have good messaging. You have to have a compelling offer. You have to be actually in front of your target audience. We still got the 4 Ps, man. You got to do all that stuff before you even think. Strategy beats tactics every single day. The best tactics, the greatest, most efficient tactics with crap marketing fail. It's not going to work. You got to have both.
Where do you like to learn? Where do you like to learn from? Where do you get your input from these days? MCIs, marketing for Marines.
I used to be in charge of the MCIs for the unit that I was with the most. And I had answer keys from like the previous guy gave me the answer keys, and he inherited them from the previous guy. So I had like a notebook of all the answers from all the MCIs, and I got favors. Oh, you need your 5 MCIs to get your points for this promotion cycle. I know what I can do for you. What can you do for me? I did it with officers too. I did it with I did it with my major, Captain Scalise. So you're trying to be major? Well, we're about to go out on float. So you need to turn on all your MCIs. I just happen to have the answer keys.
Use them for, you should just, don't use them. Just like they're good for studying.
Hell no. Use them. But make sure you give me back the answer key.
Make sure you give it back. Dang. So yeah, where do you like to learn from these days?
One of the more fun things that I do is look, I don't have any ad blockers. I look at good marketing. I respond. I reward good marketing. Sometimes I don't need to buy something, but if they do a really good job marketing, I will reward them. I mean, my God, I was back in the day, I was a Dollar Shave Club member for like 12 years just based on the one video they did because it was amazing. So I see what other people are doing and I pay attention. But then, Backlinko is a website that I look at for SEO. I actually belong to a AI mastermind group here in Chicago from another Marine Corps veteran, led by another Marine Corps veteran, where like he's into it. That's his whole business, and he hosts this mastermind with probably a dozen of us around the city, and we're just like learning and bouncing off and talking about different topics, as far as the ethics of it, how to execute it well. We've created a prompt bank to maximize, output. So there's a lot of stuff like that. You could go and look on YouTube. People are putting out good content on, and you can get really specific on like what's the best AI, for this scenario, for this prompt or whatever. And there's good content there. I ask AI, hey, teach me about this. And then it'll give you, an overview, a synopsis, and then you always dig down into those deeper questions. And I've absolutely learned stuff. I use it all the time uh, for a host of things. So, it's out there. You just you got to search for it. And sometimes it's not even that. Go ask AI, say, hey, I want to learn about this topic. Give me the top 20 places where I can go to learn about this. And ask about, you know, be specific to how you learn. Is it a YouTube video? Is it a podcast? Is it, a guide or a deep dive or a blog post or whatever? Like you could tailor how you learn, the resources you're getting from, how you learn best. My poor wife commutes, 45 minutes to an hour each way every day back and forth to work, you know, podcasts.
Podcasts, yeah. Well, my next question really is like, who are you? Who are you? Take me back in time, little you days. Did you know you're going to be an entrepreneur? Did you know you're going to be eating crayons, not just drawing with them? Like, what was it like? Little Aaron, what was it like?
No, Little Aaron. So I'm originally from Southeast Texas.
See, you seem way cooler. That explains a lot. You seem way cooler than Illinois. Let me just be honest.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the first male Welch since oil was found not to work in an oil refinery. Yeah, everybody did it. Even my little brother did it.
You're like, I'm good. Thanks.
There's a little bubble over Southeast Texas where it's very insulated. I think the biggest town, Beaumont, is like 80,000 people. So that's it. Like you got to drive an hour and a half to get to Houston.
It sounds like a lot of people, but it's actually not much at all.
No, it's really not. Probably the whole area is like 350,000 people. So yeah, it's very insulated. If you're not in a town, there's a lot of woods, oil refineries, Gulf Gulf Coast is right there. No, I didn't want to be. In fact, my dad made it a point to like show me the paper and this is how stocks work. And, the way you really earn money is, be an entrepreneur. And I was like, screw you, dad. You're a jerk and you don't know nothing. You or work in an oil refinery. You never went to college.
Did he kick your ass or did you just make him sad saying that?
Well, I mean, he was all those things, but no, I was not interested. I was going to be a teacher and a coach. I wanted to be a basketball coach. Yeah. And I know you can't tell from here, but I am 5'7" and a quarter.
So you're tall in a world of small people.
I'm tall in Thailand.
I feel like that should be like your screen name, Tall in Thailand.
Yeah. So no, I was always that kid who was like, if I was, drafted in the Vietnam War, I would have gone to Canada. Like I was anti-military. 18, graduation, barely graduate because I'm bored, not going to class, working pizza, and I'm not going to college. And after just a handful of months, I'm like, I need a kick in the butt. I'm never going to get out of this place. I do not want to be the pizza delivery guy for the rest of my life. And the Marine Corps recruiter, Gunner Sergeant Franklin, hits me up. And the recruiting office is less than a mile away from my house. So set up a meeting. He's like, yeah, I'll go talk to this guy. And I locked my keys in my car, which is a thing that I did this summer after I was 18 a lot. So he's like, okay. So I'll call and say, dude, I'm sorry. I locked my keys in my car. He's like, you're right over there by those apartments, right? Yeah. Give me 5 minutes. So he comes over with a coat hanger and we jimmy my car in his full Charlie's.
He's in Charlie's. Okay. So he's in his uniform, but it wasn't a super fancy one. It was kind of in between.
No, it's summer in Southeast Texas, man. It's 95 degrees and 90% humidity. So I'm like, okay, this guy, so I'll go and talk to him. Like, okay, yeah, you know what? This is interesting to me. I could get money for school.
I thought you were anti-military, but something about it just kind of.
But I also knew I needed to get the hell out of there. I knew I needed discipline because I had zero discipline. And I was like, okay, I'm in. And that's what got me in. Now I freaked out before I was supposed to go to MEPS. Well, no, I went to MEPS. I was in the delayed entry program, and then I freaked out before it's time to ship. Probably smoked all the weed in Southeast Texas.
It's all gone. They're still looking for it to this day.
There was like months where it was dry because of me. And so I'd go to MEPS. And you know what I'm talking about. You get there to the moment of truth. The MOT. Does anybody have anything to say before we enlist you? I have something to share. It's like, okay, what's up? It's like, I may have smoked some marijuana once or twice.
God, why did you do that last minute? Were you trying to get out of it?
I was. The week before I went to enlist, I went and asked permission to get out of it. I was like, hey, I changed my mind. I don't want to go. And they look at my test scores. And I had set a new record for the highest test scores from Southeast Texas. They were like, no, you're not allowed to get out of it. So then I shared my little moment, and they're like, we'll get you a waiver. So in I went. And like after the first year, because I was supply administration. So
Now, did you go to Paris Island?
I went to San Diego at the end of November, like November 28th, like the day after Thanksgiving. It was the year of the first government shutdown and at the end of 95. So instead of just 1 week of people in my platoon, I had 3 weeks of people in my platoon in San Diego in winter. Dude, there was more than 100 people in my platoon. It was easy to keep my head down. My recruiter really prepared me as far as, you can handle anything physically. This is 100% a mental game. Do not let them rattle you. Do not let them break you. If they find a weakness, those drill instructors will just drive you home with it. Like they will look for it. Everything is a mental game. So that was my mindset going in. And I had a pretty easy, I got hurt, but it wasn't too bad. My senior drill instructor didn't know my name until third phase. I did a great job of keeping my head down. And yeah, it wasn't that hard. It helps being 18 and fairly athletic. I gained weight in boot camp, because I put on muscle. But yeah, I knew like a year in, I was like, okay, I'm just doing this, not a career, you know, getting my money for school. So when I was leaving the Marine Corps, I had a plan, which I know, that transition period for so many is difficult. I had a plan. I was going to school. I already, was accepted to the University of Houston. Uh, you know, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a basketball coach. After spending a little time with the University of Houston basketball program and Coach Clyde Drexler at the time, I knew that I saw all those young college kids not listening to Clyde Drexler. Like, hey, you need to do this, this, and that. And they're like, I got it, coach. I'm like, if they're not listening to this guy, they're never gonna listen to me. Well, that was like that was the end of my basketball coaching dreams right there. Uh, Houston wasn't fun. It was big, gray, and ugly compared to San Diego. And I had a bunch of friends in Austin. And I'd go up to Austin on 6th Street, party. It was a good time. So after a year, I went to Austin and I was there for 21 years and fell into digital marketing. So I was in school for psychology and, you know, needed to find a job. So I found a job at this internet marketing company because I was familiar. I was the only guy in the barracks with a computer back in the 1900s. I'd been online since 95. So I knew how to navigate things and find information, which the most critical skill anybody can learn is how to find information. It has served me my entire life, and I'm trying to teach that to my kids. And I just kind of fell into it. Like I was doing sales, but the marketing side was more interesting to me. And a year later, I started my first agency. With one whole year, I was like, I'm an expert. Which hell, I swear, there are a million internet marketing experts out there with like 6 months of experience.
My next question for you is a bit of a hypothetical question. Are you ready for this, Marine?
I'm ready to adapt and overcome.
All right. You see, I may or may not have a time machine up here in New Hampshire. So you come on over, do some event in Boston, customer visit or something. You drive on up, we get some beer, get some lobster, and then I have a time. It's in the backyard, covered in tarp. So we use this time machine, but it's a particular kind of time machine where you get a chance to go back and meet yourself. And I'm going to customize this a little bit because of your outstanding adventure. You get to meet yourself 4 days after getting out of the Marine Corps, right? Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, about to go party, have some fun, and eventually discover marketing, all these things. What do you tell that guy?
Go to therapy.
That is the first time I've received that answer, but honestly, everyone probably should have said it.
In my first business, that first agency that I started, I, in the beginning, very much used the Marine Corps leadership style. I was a yeller. I knife-handed people when I was upset.
Did you really? Apologize to yourself. Knife hand yourself right now.
I've been out for nearly 26 years, and when I'm really mad, I will knife hand still. And man, yeah, guess what? That really didn't translate to the real world. It really doesn't. People don't like to be yelled at. Shocker. They will not just stand there and take it. Surprise, surprise. It took me a while, and it took having good relationships with some of the employees because a whole bunch of them became friends. And pulling me aside and having the courage to say, dude, you can't do that. Like, how would you feel if somebody yelled at you? Okay, well then stop. Like, you're not going to bully people because nobody responds well to that. You're not going to just steamroll them. Nobody responds well to that. So you got to find a different way. And hey, personal growth courses and therapy helped in that too. where, you know, eventually slowed down, if not stopped. And, you know, some of my favorite accomplishments are like how I was able to coach those people and mentor and grow those people. And a ton of them went out and started businesses, successful businesses after having worked for me. And I'm still friends with a bunch of them. We still keep in touch. So, you know, I know I've gotten a lot better, had a lot more practice, a lot more, you know, therapy. Yeah, that's 100% what I would go tell my 4-day-old post-Marine Corps self. It's one of the things that I want to instill in my kids. It used to be like, you know, I want to get the world ready for them. And then it was, I want to get them ready for the world. And now I just want my kids more than anything else to learn how to master their emotions, really manage their emotions and be emotionally mature. Because I didn't have a good example at home. I still, you know, lose it. I think the vast majority of people don't put in the work, don't put in the effort. Uh, and man, hey, you ever drive recently? How many emotional 8-year-olds are behind the wheel of a car? You know, how many emotional 8-year-olds are at the grocery store shopping, like bumping you or pissed off that you're moving too slow or whatever. And because our parents didn't teach us how to do it, they were ill equipped. Yeah, being able to like appropriately manage your emotions is, I would say that would be the number one thing just to get through life, especially to be a leader. Like somebody makes a mistake. Do you hammer them for it? Well, nobody's perfect. Do you look at it as, okay, well, you just made a $10,000 mistake. Now have them understand, show them that they have just received $10,000 worth of training. So it had better stick. And it would be great if they found a way to make that up. That's kind of like a make good, you know, so that way they don't feel guilty. You don't feel, uh, you know, any sort of like, they don't feel a debt. You don't feel like they have a debt. And, you know, your employees are going to not mask, they're going to mirror you. So if you're a push, if you're a try hard, if you're, you know, pushy, then they will be too. And some people are fine with that. It's not how I like to do things, but yeah, I would say mastering your emotions is probably the greatest skill that you can. It translates to every part of your life, every business, everything. So between that and being able to find information, that's like your two greatest life skills in my book.
Master emotion and and find things. Yeah.
Yeah, find information. And that goes for business as well. My God, I didn't go to, I didn't finish my college degree until I was 10 years in business. And I didn't finish my MBA until I was 13 years in business. So it was all, hey, you can either do it the hard way and learn hard lessons or find the blueprint, because I promise you, there is a blueprint for everything you want to do. There is. People do not reinvent the wheel. Creating something new from scratch is the most difficult thing that we can do as humans, I believe. You know, whether that's, you know, art or music or life or whatever. It's hard creating it from scratch. You know, find a blueprint and then put your own stamp on it, because you know, there are plenty of people to emulate for all the good reasons and, you know, copy their blueprint. And if you're only half as successful, does that still potentially make you wildly successful? Well, probably.
Man, dude, where do you want people to reach out, connect with you? What are some good URLs, platforms, all that jam?
So I probably spend the most time on LinkedIn because it is business and social media, and you can find most people, connect with most people as long as you don't like cold pitch them. So you can search for Aaron Welch on LinkedIn. You can search for Aaron Welch in Google. I'm number one. List. Oh, good. I did point at it. List Digital Marketing is my digital marketing agency. That is list-digital.net. If you want to support Chicagoland veteran business owners, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur, independent contractor in the Chicagoland area, please check out chicagolandveteranbusinessowners.org. All the good URLs were taken up. It's a long URL.
That's okay. We'll link directly from the show notes to those so people can just click right. They don't even have to type it. They just click right through.
Joining the group is free. You have a veteran-owned business. We are currently building out a veteran-owned business directory. You can add your business. It's going to give you backlinks. We're doing Google Ads to get more traffic to the website and to our members' websites. We've got events, monthly networking events. We're putting together a webinar schedule. We just got our first fundraiser coming up here in a couple months. I've been doing this a long time. You can find me on Facebook. Just search for Aaron Welch. I'm easy to find.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much, Aaron. Talk about a time machine, a time warp just happened here. Like an hour is just like literally zapped by, which is a good sign. I know that if we're in town together at the same time, that would turn into where'd the day go? So I just really thank you so much for coming on here. I just really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I know, man, this has been scheduled on the books for like 6 months, and then you had some stuff come up, and then I was traveling, and then I had some stuff come up. So very, very glad we connected. Are you going to be part of the Veteran Social Summit?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there.
Excellent. I thought you were, so just wanted to make sure I am too. I'm speaking there. I'm helping out with sponsorship. So, yeah, it's going to be a really good event. There's going to be like 8 of us in a room here in Chicago on like 12 different laptops, managing it all from headquarters.
Oh, I definitely can't miss that then. For sure. And those listening, if you learned something, I freaking know you did because I literally have 2 pages of notes over here, front and back. Then share this with 1 person, 9 people, 3,000, whatever the number. Just get this good information out there. With that, Aaron, thank you again, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's it. And hey, this has been a crazy cool, very exciting episode of the Hardcore Marketing Show. We will see you all next time.